Hey, Adhpa here. Got Heidi with us today. She had her catnip morning. That was actually this morning, though this video goes up tomorrow. I wanted to come on and talk this week about a little bit more in depth about what my philosophy is about energy and what I'm talking about. For instance, when I'm talking about the universal energies and energy agency, what the heck is that? Uh, what do I mean? Well, and I want to preface it by saying that all of my understanding and philosophy has come from my experience. So I call the energy something that I have experienced. And so what I'm talking about is what are those sort of universal energies that seem to exist within the very fabric of the planetary system that allows life to happen? What are those basic life energies? Because it's more than just the bits and parts and the food we put in. I mean, there's energy that animates us. And what is that energy that animates us? That's exactly what I'm talking about. And my experience is that humans experience energy and respond to it with an emotional reaction. So you, as you develop your skills, you may respond in other ways, but initially, if you're trying to identify what that energy is that I'm talking about and hone in on um, the specifics that can link you into understanding them so you can get agency over them, we'll just look at the ones that we do have an emotional response to. So whenever you have an emotional response, we as humans, we tend to be taught to go into that emotion and sort it out, and who was hurt and why were you hurt and can you sort it out, can you fix it, what's going on. I look at it a little bit differently over the years of my experience. Not that it's not important to sort things out, but I look at the emotion as telling me what is the energy I'm experiencing. So, for instance, if let's start with an easy one. If I were to receive a dozen roses with a card that said, just because you exist, and I opened them up, I'm going to have a reaction. That's going to be an emotional reaction of some sort. It's probably going to be a little bit of a mixture of self-importance, obviously gratitude. There'll probably be like a little ecstatic happiness. Some people might even experience a little bit of shame if they feel like the person it came from. Um, Maybe they feel they're not worthy of that gift, so there's a lot of emotions that we will have, and those emotions are telling you about the energy that is being created from the experience that you're having or that you're experiencing. So, if the guy who brings the roses in and drops them off is the FTD guy, and he comes in and he's very businesslike, and he asks for the person and he drops off the roses and he goes out, you're going to have a different energy experience of that gift than if the owner or the gifter comes and brings them to you with a great gesture and a lot of caring and presents them to you and gives you a little peck on the cheek or whatever it is, right? So that's going to be a whole different energy. And those are reflective of something that is the life energy that animates us all. And so my theory is that whatever that energy is, whether it's the FTD guy version or the lovely Beau version and the romantic version, you can make of that energy whatever you choose. So in a time like what people are experiencing now, which is, I think, a time of a lot of insecurity, maybe some fear, a lot of not knowing. Don't know how to anticipate, anticipatory anxiety. Um, People can get trapped in the emotion, the reaction to the energy that they're having. But for me, I see it as a great opportunity to practice taking whatever the energy is and transmuting it within your own system with your own use of your mind and your thinking and your spirit and your heart and your feelings, to transmute it into something that you would prefer to make with the energy. So, and in my theory, there's sort of a basic set of 11 universal energy laws. So these are certain energies that make up the dynamic, the field of energy that animates, the animation field, if you want to call it that. And that humans can then, by working with those energies and understanding them, get agency over another kind of energy, a transmutory energy that they can create and emit from that other energy. All right, so let me talk about the first one. The first one, and make this clear, and then we'll talk about the last one, and it can maybe explain to you like the range that how far you can go working with energy. So first universal energy is free will. There is no animation of life in this planetary system, universal system, according to my theory, without free will. There's a reason for this. You might have figured out that if you leave it up to a web page or an app or a robot, things might not be able to adapt in the moment quickly enough to survive. So free will is necessary to life. It's essential for adaptation. And life, another universal energy, is change. So you have to be able to adapt, and there is nothing more adaptive than an intelligent being with free will. Okay, so what do you get if you learn how to work with free will, right? Because free will could be me going out and doing a whole lot of damage or a whole lot of good. It's a crapshoot. Well, the universe has accounted for that. And what the universe has decided and figured out and made part of the energetic system of the universe is that unless you exercise free will with that integrated understanding of the connectedness of everything and seeking the highest good in that moment for all the animated beings that exist within the system, you lose freedom. Your spiritual freedom to adapt, your ability to adapt will be sapped. On the other hand, if you learn to walk your free will path using the concepts of, well, you might refer you to the Lakota 7, respect, honoring, love, patience, honesty. I'm escaping some. So courage. These are the things, tools that we have within us that we can apply to free will that can help us seek a highest good and walk a good path. And in my philosophy, under human energy agency experimentation that I've done, and working with the Makawichkoa Wishakpe, with the 1111 teachings, my understanding is that when you understand and work with the universal law of free will, you will gain the spiritual law. You will emit, you will create for yourself the spiritual law of freedom of being. So the last law, which is great, is that is the universal law of perception. And again, this is another thing that you see. Of course, perception exists. And it's an energy in that every single person's perception is colored or filtered by their emotional energy system, right? So how you see it, so perception is very much an energetic thing. And when you get agency over universal perception, being able to clear filters, open up wisdoms, gain agency over these energies, it will allow you to have a spiritual energy of future sight. It's not mystical or magical. The more you know and the better you use all your faculties working in the energy system, the more likely you're going to be able to do to perceive what all the flows are leading to, the natural outcomes. In many cases, it's simply the natural outcomes. All right, so what I'd like to do now is come down and do a little card reading and see if any of this nonsense that I've been talking about makes any sense to spirit whatsoever. And we're just going to read on it and say, was it good or was it bullshit? Was it real or was it Memorex? All right, hold on. We'll come down. I think our Heidi has stayed for this whole thing. She's going to be a little miffed. I might have to take a little break before I do the throw. Hang tight. Alrighty, we will use the Aquarian Tarot today to do this little read, and then I'll pull us a Sacred Medicine card at the end just to give us a little message. All right, so I'm going to read on how accurate is my theory of the universal energies and the abilities of humans to work with energy, gain agency over them, and therefore create and manifest the spiritual energies into being, and use that to adapt, to be adaptable, and to live a good life, to live in a good way. Creator doesn't require us to live in any particular way as long as it's a good way. So, you know, when I started thinking about things as either the good or the not good. That's the only two things there are in any second, and every human being can in a particular moment determine with what's in front of them and what they know, what in that moment is either good or not good. And it's a simple choice. And when you come down to that, then you start to understand it's the same with your emotional responses. What energy are you feeling? Is it good or not good? So if it's not good, you're free to change it to good energy with the simple change of a thought. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the cards have to say about this theory. Oops. Let's start this over here. I know they want those, but that's okay. If they want them that badly, they'll come back again. Rather shuffle them so you can't see them. All right, let's see. What do the cards have to say? Oh, interesting. I want to start with her. Okay. High Priestess. The High Priestess. In the center. So, you know, this is, the High Priestess is practically the beginning of the Fool's journey. She first meets the Fool. He starts on a new life path. You first meet the Magician. The Magician is the manifester. What doorway, which path are you going to manifest? So you go through that magician stage. That's your intention. Then you come to the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is a wisdom card. Partly it's knowing that no matter how much you know, there's always something hidden. So, you know, we can only know certain things in the moment. We can't know it all in the moment, but we can pull the veil back. I find that very interesting given the context of this reading. What is it challenged by? Challenged by the Seven of Wands or rods. This is a card of defending a position. So I think that's very interesting because I think a lot of times in these times, people like me who are empaths or intuitives or work with these energies find ourselves in a position where we have to we have to defend that position and often don't have the language to stand on it. What we can control, what we have controlled, this is the Nine of Rods. This is that, you're getting near the end. You're almost up the hill. It's been hard. You're a little beat up, but you're still standing. You're still standing. And you've collected some rods of passion, some feelings, So we have control over that. So I would read this to say we have control over what we do with these passions that we've collected as long as we're still standing. In the past, the Ten of Cups, card of fulfillment of spirit. In the past, I think I would read that as we already have the fulfillment of spirit. It's already here. Or the information's been brought, or the knowledge has been brought. The fulfillment of spirit exists just by us existing, in a sense. The thing we can't control, Five of Rods. That's everybody pulling in different directions. They got all their passions are going different ways. They're all doing their own thing. They're not pulling together. They're not working them together. So if you think of these wands as the energy that we manifest, that we put out, which is how I see it, this one is saying that we collect all these ways that we put them out, and we use them to protect and defend ourselves from other people's passions. Everybody's pulling the wrong way or different ways, and we can't control that. It's not wrong, it's just how it is. Justice as either, an important aspect or what we're trying to achieve, and I think that's true. I think we seek naturally to achieve a balance, a justice. The good seeks always to balance out the not good, to heal the effects of the not good. How we see ourselves in relation to it, Page of Pentacles. The page is the one that heralds the way, opens the door. Pentacles are well-being. That's our earthly well-being. So, we see ourselves as being able to create our well-being or to find a way to well-being. And I think that's true. I think each of us has our own idea of what the way of well-being is for us. The environment in which we sit, the world, and, in a sense, in this reading, that's exactly appropriate. We're talking about the energies in this planetary system. And this is saying we each have our own way to well-being in the environment of this world. Hopes and fears, Nine of Cups. Again, spirits, this is that card before you reach completion. But that's like everything is lined up. It's there, but we feel like something is blocking our access. We have to go through someone. And that, I think, is a fear. People think they have to go through someone. But we're that guy. These are our cups. You don't have to go through anyone. But there's a fear of people who sell it or teach it, and that's okay. You can go to those people. You can listen to that stuff, but you are the one that has access to the cups within you, regardless. The outcome, oh, this is a beautiful card, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card, in a sense it's a card of complacency, but it's a card of sitting pretty in well-being. It's not the final fulfillment of well-being, because that would be the end. It's a place, it's a good place. It's a garden place. It's a place of nature. It's a place of connectedness. You know, of all the tarot cards, this is the garden card. You know, the Garden of Eden, if you will. And so I think this is saying absolutely there are universal energies, and how we work with them can allow us to have, you know, to sit in well-being with nature and the planet. The bottom of the deck is the King of Rods. Kings are the directors, and again, of that energy. We are the directors of our own energy. I'd say that's exceedingly clear. Hold on a second, and I'll bring out that sacred medicine and we'll pull one of those. Okay, so let's pull one of these sacred medicine cards. Let's see. Given that we got such a lovely response to that reading, give us an energy card for the day that we can work with. One for today, for us to consider and seek to work with, to turn from something we don't like into something we love, or to take something we love and expand it out into the universe to create love everywhere, whatever it is. Let's have a card of the day. Card for us. Oh, and there she goes. It didn't take long to come out. What is it going to be? Oh, I'm so curious. Oh, winter solstice bear medicine. Hibernation. So if you're feeling stuck in, penned in, can't get out, don't want to get out, you want to burrow in, consider why the bear does this. What is the medicine of the bear? It is a very powerful, powerful medicine. Mato, the bear. So consider what you can do with your energy in your hibernation phase, the creative dreams that you can dream. And be prepared. Spring will come. Spring will come. Okay, I'll come up for one more second here and we'll wrap it up. All right. So I thought that was a pretty good reading, pretty interesting stuff, huh? I thought I would go ahead and read you from the Sacred Medicine book, and we'll see what she says about the bear. When snow blankets the earth on the longest night of the year, we are reminded that all was birthed from the dark. You are currently moving into the season of hibernation, where great power and medicine are available to you. Bear medicine returns us to the quiet, reminding us that in the time of solitude, we have the opportunity to allow for the medicine of spaciousness to flow through us. Emptiness, curiosity, and trust are all being called forward when this card comes up. So when we return to the cycle of winter, we come back to knowing that, like all of creation, we too carry a divine spark of light that is meant to illuminate the world. The more you can release control of what you think you need to do, and allow yourself to sit in the void of the unknowing and those energies, identify them, transmute them. This is the hibernation energy. The bear goes in with one energy and hibernates and does medicine work all winter to come out with the energy to prepare for a new season, a new life. Bear stands behind you and wraps their warm fur around your body. You instantly feel your nervous system settling and your breath slowing down. They offer you some nourishing bear grease. traditional medicine that heals many ailments. As you massage it into your skin, it sinks into all the layers of your body and cells, helps you to align with the frequency of the season and all that it has to offer and teach you. I use bear grease very occasionally on my hair, a couple times a year, do a hair treatment with it. But you don't have the bear grease, that's okay. You're not missing out on the bear medicine. So we all have that winter connection to that bear medicine. And fear is a great energy to work to transmute. And when there's an abundance of it, think of it as compost. You're not going to eat it. Don't eat the fear. Use it. Use it in your garden. Turn it into the energy of abundance that you do want in the world, in connection, by choosing in each moment the good instead of the not good. That's it. It's real simple. All right, so leave me a comment if you like it. Remember, this is all entertainment only. This is just my philosophy and my exploration and experimentation of it. But I am looking for comments, subscribers, try to get this conversation going. I feel like that humanity will naturally come to peace and all the things that humans really want when each human being understands their personal ability to have agency and to function, all their spiritual faculties. So I hope that by sharing my philosophy, it might increase that and allow more people to have access to that in themselves and be, to find it useful and helpful in their life on a good way and a good path. So that's it from me. That's it from Heidi for the moment. We'll see you next week. May see you during the week on a short. All right. Love you guys.